One of the most powerful moments in Vinland Saga, which is an anime slash manga that follows the journey of Vikings, and in particular, a son of a renowned Viking, Thorfinn. And we look into his past and his encounter with his father when enemies arrive on their shores. Thorfinn rushes into his house to pick up a blade to begin what he believes the need to defend. But before he can utilize the blade, his father, Thors, catches him and he asks his son, "Why do you have this blade? Well, what's going on?" And Thorfinn responds tearfully, there are enemies out there, Dad. What do you mean? Why do I have this weapon?" And Thors responds and says to his son, "Thorfinn, you have no enemies." And this struck me. It literally sent chills throughout my body when I was listening to it. Because what does it really mean? The assertion you have no enemies when there are literal physical ops or people who mean you harm right at your doorfront. Well, what are you supposed to do then? Are you supposed to allow them to overtake you? No, I don't think that Thors was referring to this. It's a mental attitude I believe Thors was referring to, in that it's not that you shouldn't defend yourself, but if you walk around with the belief that everything around you has the potential to be or is an enemy, there's no peace. Peace is a mental affront. Peace begins in the mind, and I believe it's possible to be in an external war, but being in peace, being at peace and content within. I believe that's what Thors is referring to. There is a time to defend. There is a time to wage war. There is a time for war and peace. But what if you could utilize a content, a calmed mind to be more effective in your external affairs? Meaning, yes, there could be a contentious moment that awaits you on the outside, but what if you were content on the inside, in that you knew that this external event, its outcomes, and even the things leading up to it don't refine you? This kind of philosophy can be confusing, but it speaks to the necessity of your purview and how powerful that makes you in the world. Thors is a renowned and respected character, at least in my estimations. Thors stands amongst the top tiers because he was so content and powerful in himself first. And the external power, the physical prowess that he exhibits, was just an extension of that internal confidence. Because even at times, Thors did end up having to fight. So again, I don't believe that Thors was referring to the fact that we should be docile when there is a necessity to defend. What I think he was referring to is the mindset of believing that the enemy is some kind of product of your external environment. The mindset that there is an enemy starts within. The mindset of contention begins inwardly. And when we're able to first conquer that inward enemy, then the veil that nars our vision or prevents us from being able to see, it becomes lifted, and we see the world from a different perspective. Because once we've conquered that inward enemy and reached a level of contentment in our own prowess, in our own place in the world, external affairs, external contentions become something that we can more easily put underfoot. So the question of, do you have any enemies, still stands, but I can't answer it for you. It's something that you have to contemplate for yourself. Are you able to conquer the enemy within, such that the enemy without becomes so unimportant that the contention dissipates naturally on its own? And if you do end up having to fight, you're able to do so with more effectiveness because your head is clear. You know where you stand, you know what you are standing for. So do you have any enemies? 1.